Okay, everybody, today I am going to tell you about how I track data daily for my students. So this goes with my other video, which talks about how I track data throughout the year and then how I graph the data, but I just can't track data on a computer. I have tried, it does not work. So what I do instead is I put all of my students, all of my IEP students on one spreadsheet and all of my RTI students on another spreadsheet. I put their name here. So now I have name 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have the date here and I have their goals here. So the goals are written in a lot of code that I understand. So the student's working on F, on one verbal cue, and I just know that I write most of my goals on 4 to 5 trials. So I just know that. So you can write your goals as detailed as you need. And all I do is I have this sheet of paper on a clipboard. And this is for my benchmark. So let's say this is my November data tracking. So I just named that in my Google Drive, November data tracking. Then I handwrite in the dates and I handwrite in how they do. Now, why I enjoy this, so I don't fill this out on the computer, I fill this out on a separate piece of paper. And why I enjoy this is on a piece of paper, I can see who I have recorded data for and who I'm missing and who I really need to focus on to make sure I do bi-weekly data. So to make sure that I missed that student last week, I really got to look for data this week. And this is for, let's name this, for November. So by November, and so I'll have this sheet for 2 to 3 months and I will fill it out. Then I just duplicate. This is why I love Google Drive so much. And by February, so I have my same students. I just have to update their goals. So let's say they're going to say F with no cues, or they still have a story retell goal, but it's only visual cues now. Or this child is trying to say 3-syllable words on 4 to 5 trials with just verbal cues. So you get the idea. I go through and I update what their February benchmark is, and then I print the sheet out on the 1st of February, and then I start tracking my data. And then once I finish this data sheet, I go ahead to my yearly tracking data form, which is all online, and I take all the data that I filled out in these columns, I re-enter it, and then I can graph it. It sounds like an extra step, but it just works for me. I find this way of tracking data throughout the year really easy, and I can write little notes. The students aren't distracted, and then I take about 30 minutes at the end of the month or 30 minutes at the end of the week to transfer the data. So I hope that makes sense. Both videos go together, so make sure if you haven't watched the yearly data tracking with the graphing video, please watch that because then it will make a lot more sense. Okay, thanks.